Hi and welcome to this DCP web tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to organize images and content in your WordPress media directory using a free plugin. Before we start today's tutorial, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get free access to all of my 800 plus video tutorials. Okay, so I'm on the development site that I'm working on at present. So this is my new website. I'm still working on it, so hopefully you guys will get to see this fairly soon, all my projects and all my blog and all the good new stuff that I've been building. Right, I've been busy on this project, but one thing I found about this project is I had lots and lots of content. Right, I've got all this content for all these portfolio items. I've got hundreds of blog posts and so much content to organize. So having them all in the root directory of WordPress media library isn't a wise option. So if we go to the media library, you can see I've got this folder structure here right now, yeah? So normally what would happen is you would just store all your files in just a root folder and you'll have everything all in one directory and it will get quite messy, be hard to work out what is where. And it's just nice to have these little folder structures. Now these are not really folders on WordPress. These you can almost think like fictional folders, but you can store your content in there. So if I click on clients, then I expect to only see like client logos in here. If I click on something like tools, then I see all the information and all the content that is related to tools, even like videos here, stuff like this and thumbnails and all that good stuff, right? You can see I've got the blog here and I have hundreds of images, thousands in fact, over 1,000 images just on the blog itself. And if I go to portfolio, there's almost 3,000 images in here. There's lots and lots of content that needs to be organized. Now, even if you've got a small website, maybe you only got 50, 60 pictures, it's still a nice way to organize your content in some sort of structure. That way, when it comes to look for things or you want to make an update to an image or some content, it'd be much easier to find and make your life easier. So let's go to the plugin section here. I'm going to show you how to download and install this free plugin. So we'll just go to add new plugin up here, and then inside here we're going to type in FileBird, F-I-L-E-B-I-R-D, FileBird. So I've already installed this plugin, so I can't show you how to really install it, but you just click the install button. So there'll be an install button right here. As you can see, mine already says active. So you'll see a button that looks like this one here, install now. So you just click on that button and wait for the software to install, and then you can just go to plugins, and in your plugin list you'll see FileBird listed here, and you just need to activate it, right? So you see a little button here like activate, but you'll see it written here under FileBird. So you just click that activate button and then you'll have that software running. So what does that software do? Now when you go back to your media library, you'll be able to create these directories and then you'll be able to drag and drop pictures into those directories. I'm going to show you how to quickly do that. So I'm just going to create a fictional one. So you can see there's a button right up here called new folder. So I'm just going to create a test folder, right? So I'll create a test folder. It sits at the bottom right here, but you can drag it to any position you want. So you can drag it here if you want. So you can reorganize these things in a better way. You can even create subfolders. So if I go down here, let's just try and drag it to the bottom again. Let's drag it to the bottom. Here, test folder. I can right click on this test folder and then create a new folder and call it something like sub test folder. You can give it any sensible name that you want. And then you can see an example of that in portfolio, where I've got portfolio and I've got the pop-up images in a separate subfolder here. But that's actually active work, whereas this is just a test. So if I go to uncategorized, these are all images that have been uncategorized, right? They should really belong in one of these folders. I need to get around to do that. But if I just want to take a picture, let's say this one here, for example, I can just take that image and drag and drop it into the test folder. Now it says there's one image there, and there'll be one less in uncategorized, right? So now we're just starting to organize stuff. Now I may want to select many images and move them all at the same time. So I can use the bulk select tool up here, click it, then I'll click on the first image and I'll hold down the shift key and I can select many images. I can select all of this content here, for example. Then I can drag all of that into the test folder. Now all of that is in there. So if I click cancel, I can also click bulk select and I can click on the first image and then I can hold down the control key and select specific images, right? So I can select this one, and these three rather than the whole row of data. I can drag those into the subtest folder, for example. So now I'm starting to organize the content. Let's just do one thing. Let's click on this one here and then click on this very last one down here, and we drag them all into this subtest folder. And then if we go back to cancel, really I've just got the default test image. I think this gets uploaded when you install Elementor. Actually, it's a background for the maintenance mode, yeah? So it's just like a default image. So that's really all I ever want to see in uncategorized, and I expect to see everything else organized in subfolders. That way, when it comes to looking for something, if I'm looking for a client logo, then I can click on here. If I'm looking for some sort of slider animation content, then I can click there and I'll see all that information in there. If I want to look for my own company logo, they'll all be here, right? Rather than going to all files or having to search across here, across all of these literally thousands of files, it will take forever. So that's how I organize all of my content. There is a paid version of this plugin, but I just use the free version. It seems to do what I need to do, but by all means, please check out the developer's website and see if the paid version would help you as well. Okay, so let's just go back to my main website. That's the end of this tutorial. I hope you find it useful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next DCP Web tutorial.